Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. So we have started a new series called Automate AWS with Python Boto3. If you are new to this channel or trying to learn AWS Boto3, how to automate AWS with Boto3, you are in the right place. I highly recommend you to follow this playlist for learning Boto3 from scratch, where I have explained everything: how what is Boto3, why Boto3, how to install Boto3, what is AWS CLI, how to install AWS CLI, and everything. And in day 2, we have also automated and took look into the methods of S3, AWS S3, where we have creation of bucket, managing of buckets, deletion of buckets, downloading files from the buckets, everything. And today is the day 3, where we are taking a look into the automation of EC2 instance, where we'll look into how to launch EC2 instance, check the status, terminate the instance using Boto3, both manually and programmatically. And the treasure part of this series is that we are following this documentation, where you can find each and every method of every resources of AWS. Go to this available service, search for any service you want, let's say EC2, and you can find every method here. And what is this client? Again, don't get confused. I have explained this in my previous videos. You can follow this playlist where I have explained what is this client and everything about Boto3. And I also created this uh, GitHub repository where I am pushing the code of source code of each day with a readme also. You can get the source code from this GitHub. I will attach this link of this GitHub in my description. So without getting late, let's get started with the automation of AWS EC2. So before doing the automation of AWS EC2, you must understand how a EC2 instance is launched manually. Because if you don't know how to launch an EC2 instance manually, then what's the point in doing automation? So what we will be doing is that we'll learn how to launch an EC2 instance manually first, and then we'll do it programmatically. So before launching an EC2 instance, you must understand the key concepts about EC2 instance. So what is this AMI ID? AMI ID is a Amazon Machine ID. So whenever you are launching a server, your server will need a specific operating system. Let's say Windows operating system, Mac OS, Linux operating system, hardware operating system. So AMI ID will define a specific operating system which you want in that server. Next is instance type. This will define the hardware configurations of your instance. How much RAM and CPU you need for this instance. There are n numbers of instance types in AWS, and the free tier eligible is T2 micro. So we will be using the T2 micro one. And the next is key pair name. When you will launch an instance, we'll be needing this key pair name, key pair, through which we can access our instance. Without this key pair, we will not be able to access our server. And the next is security groups. These are the virtual firewalls. Let's say you want to open any particular port of your instance. Let's say port 22, port 80, which is used for HTTP, and port 22, which is used for SSH. Let me give an example for this. Let's say you launched a server and your application is running in your server on port 8080. If you don't open that port 8080 of the server, then you will not be able to access that application. That is what the security group defines. And the next is instance ID. This is defined by AWS itself, the unique identity for your instance when you are launch an instance. And the next is tags, that you can give any name to your server. Let's say example, web server name, any server. It could be any your name also. So next we'll take a look into demo how to launch an instance manually. So now we'll take a look into how to run EC2 instance manually. Come to your console, go to EC2, launch instance, So see, this is the tag name that I have mentioned. You can give any name here. Let's say demo server YT. You can give any name to it. You can give your name also. And the next is AMI, virtual machine image ID. As I said, you can choose any operating system. Let's say there are many operating systems here: Amazon Linux, Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, Debian, etc. But we will be using this Ubuntu one, Linux Ubuntu. And next is scroll down, instance type. You can choose any instance type, but we are using this T2 micro, which is free tier eligible. There are many instances like T2 micro, T2 small, medium, but these all are not eligible for T2 free tier eligible and will incur cost in your account. So use this T2 micro one. And next is key pair. As I said, let's create a key pair. Create a new key pair. Give the name. Choose RSA and here .pem. Create key pair. A key pair will be installed in your CR. .pem key will be installed in your system. Keep it with that. I will show you what you should do with that key in later part. And next is network settings, firewall. You can select if you have any existing security group or let AWS create a security group. Allow this SSH key from. This will allow port 22, which will help you to access your server. And the next is storage. By default, AWS will add 8 GB of storage to your server. You can also add much server like 15. It's on you, but minimum is 8. And next is just launch this. It will take some time, kind of 3 to 5 seconds, and it is done also. Next, come to your instance. See, it's in pending state. It will take some time to get come in a running state. Wait until then. Yeah, this is running. Check this box. Go to connect. Take this SSH and open your terminal and go to the location where your that pair is installed. It will be installed in downloads folder. So move to downloads and then paste that command here and hit enter. It will ask you to are you sure to and then just hit enter and yes, we have successfully launched AWS EC2 instance manually. You are in your EC2 instance. This is how it is done manually. And next we'll take a look into how to launch instance programmatically. So now let's launch the instance programmatically. You can get this code from my GitHub. First we are importing Boto3, then we are creating the client. And again, what is this client? I have explained in my previous videos, so I highly recommend you to watch this from my previous videos. And next we are calling this run instance method, and with this method I am getting this method from this documentation. You can find all methods from this documentation. In this method I am giving image id. What is this image id? I have told like, let me show you instance. You will be choosing a specific operating system here. Let's say Ubuntu. Choose this Ubuntu and scroll down. It is getting buffering. This image id. choose this image id, and then just paste it here. And then instance type, which instance type you want to launch, T2 micro, any instance. And then key name. What was the name of our key here? Let's take a look. We had created a YT demo. Give the name of that key pair, YT demo. And then minimum count and maximum count, how many servers you want to run. And then security group. You can get this id from here. Not here. Come to here and then search for security groups. Here it is. And in here you can choose any of this security group. You may have any security group, choose that security group, and then choose this id, take this id, and just paste it here. And then this block device mapping, if you want to add any additional storage for your server, you can do it here. 15 GB of server, any GB, but by default AWS adds 8 GB of server storage to your server. And then next is tag specification. You can give any name to your server. My EC2 instance, we are giving the name as a my EC2 instance, and then just we're printing it. So let me run this code and show you. Day 3. Then you can run this command. Create EC2 and then see, launch EC2 instance with this ID. This is the unique ID created by AWS itself. Go to your console, hit refresh, see whether it is created or not. It is in pending state. Yes. See, don't look at this. This was the previous instance I had created. See, my EC2 instance is in running state. This is how you can launch any instance programmatically. You can launch n number of instances by just changing these numbers, minimum count and maximum count. And next we will take a look into how to check the status of the EC2 instance. Just import Boto3, create client, instance ID, take that instance ID from here, take that instance ID, paste it here, and then we are calling this method describe instance status, passing the instance ID, and just we are printing it here. Instance ID is in running state. See, our instance is in running state, so we are getting it running. So now let's stop this EC2 instance and see what will be our status next. Again, paste that ID here and call this top instance method and pass him ID and run. Stopping the EC2 instance ID this. Let's see whether it is stopped or not. See, my EC2 instance is in stopped mode, stopping. Now let's check it from here also. Go to status, Python is pending or not found. See, we have written if the status is not found, it's in pending or not found. And next we'll terminate our instance. Let's see how we can terminate. Again, pass the instance ID and call this terminate instance method and pass him the ID. And then call this method. Instance is terminating. Let's look into how it is terminating. Refresh. See, this is also getting terminated. So this is how it is done programmatically. It is very helpful to when you are launching n number of instance. When you want to check n number of instance, let's say you are in your organization you have 10 instance running. You want to check the status of those instance, whether it is stopped or not. You want to check any storage of the instance. You want to add any additional storage to that server. It is very useful at that time. And that's it for the day 3. We have took a look into how to launch AWS EC2 instance both manually and programmatically. And in tomorrow's video, we'll look into how to play with the serverless automation, that is AWS Lambda. And don't forget to terminate your instances. This for IT server. Just check this box, go to instance and terminate instance. This will get terminated. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, comment and subscribe for more such videos. Thank you.